The Vivo V15 Pro is meant to bring aspirational and useful features to a more affordable segment. The new Vivo smartphone brings features like a pop-up selfie camera, an in-display fingerprint sensor, and triple-rear cameras to the table. Launched in a highly competitive price segment, the Vivo V15 Pro has a lot going in its favor. But then, so does the competition. Let's see how well the Vivo V15 Pro stacks up in our review. The Vivo V15 Pro is a looker and will draw a few second glances. The rear panel of our topaz blue review unit has an electric blue diagonal streak in the middle, which gradually fades into a deeper shade of blue at the corners. There is also a micro dot pattern in the center that morphs into a wave-like pattern near the edges in what Vivo calls spectrum ripple design. But there are a few pitfalls too. The rear panel is glossy and attracts smudges and dust easily, and we found ourselves swiping it every now and then. There is a dedicated Google Assistant button which is labeled Smart AI in FunTouch OS. It is customizable and can be mapped to activate the virtual assistant, perform a visual snapshot, or open the Google search homepage. You can assign different functions to a single press, double press, or long press gestures. The front of the Vivo V15 Pro is dominated by a 6.39-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display with 19.5:9 aspect ratio and no notch, thanks to the phone's pop-up selfie camera. The phone boasts of a screen-to-body ratio of 91.64%. The display is gorgeous, both in terms of its design and visual output. The thin bezels and the absence of a notch help achieve a more engrossing viewing experience when watching videos and playing games. The panel is vibrant and renders deep blacks with good viewing angles, though we noticed a slight color shift, especially while using the device under daylight. Unfortunately, the Vivo V15 Pro only supports Widevine L3 certification and not Widevine L1, which means you can't stream HD videos on Netflix and Amazon. The lower-priced Nokia 8.1 offers Widevine L1 certification and also an HDR10 capable display. It's a shame, and it might be a deal-breaker for many. The Vivo V15 Pro is powered by the octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 processor, paired with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage that can be expanded using a micro SD card. Thankfully, there are 3 different slots for housing the micro SD card and 2 nano SIM cards, which means users won't have to sacrifice dual SIM functionality for more storage space. The phone runs FunTouch OS 9 based on Android 9 Pie, and we had the January 2019 Android security patch running on our review unit. It comes with a ton of pre-installed apps, which include in-house software such as the V App Store, iMusic, iTheme, Albums, and Vivo Cloud among others, as well as some third-party apps. Among its numerous custom features, we especially found the messaging split screen feature particularly useful. For example, if you receive a notification from a messaging app such as WhatsApp, it will appear on the screen as a floating bubble. Tapping on it instantly opens the split screen interface without having to close the apps you are currently using. The Vivo V15 Pro's audio output is also its strong point. The device can get quite loud, and the good thing is that there is minimal distortion and vocal tearing even when the volume is set to its highest level. Vivo says the in-display fingerprint sensor is the 5th generation unit and it performed just fine for us, identifying our fingerprint patterns in less than a second. The Vivo V15 Pro features a triple rear camera setup that consists of a 48-megapixel primary camera, an 8-megapixel wide-angle camera with a 120-degree field of view, and a 5-megapixel depth sensor. On the top, you'll find the 32-megapixel pop-up selfie camera. The Vivo V15 Pro offers a ton of camera features to play with, such as night mode, live photos, 4K video capture, slow motion recording, and a bokeh mode with multiple portrait lighting effects among others. Daylight shots turned out good, with a good amount of detail and depth. The color gamut in our sample shots was rich, but the accuracy could have been a little better. The sharpness in the photos was commendable, and overall, photos were good enough to post on social media platforms. HDR shots sometimes appeared to be a little too punchy, and there was some overexposure too. The latest Vivo smartphone excelled in our tests when it came to daylight bokeh shots. thanks to the excellent job done by the depth sensor. Edge detection was fairly good and the blurring effect was quite spot on. We noticed that the blur effect falters sometimes with objects that have protrusions or wide profiles. There was some noise and softening in case of low-light bokeh shots. The wide-angle mode is a feature that photography enthusiasts will certainly appreciate. And with a field of view of 120 degrees, you can catch a wider periphery. We quite liked having this option at our disposal, but we did notice barrel distortion at the corners of wide-angle shots. The 32-megapixel front camera also proved to be a good performer. And with a ton of AI beautification tools, selfies turned out to be bright and vibrant. But purists who prefer natural skin tones, they will be a little disappointed. Even without applying a beautification filter, we noticed that the Vivo V15 Pro slightly lightened the skin tones, and there was some smoothing too. The beauty filters can end up tweaking the selfies to an unnatural level. As we have said multiple times in the past, higher megapixel counts don't always mean better image quality. The main rear camera can capture images at a 12 megapixel resolution by combining 4 pixels into a single unit, a process that is called pixel binning. This results in more light captured per pixel, so images turn out to be quite vibrant. If you switch to the 48 megapixel resolution mode, photos turn out to be slightly dimmer. We preferred to stick with the pixel bin 12 megapixel shots because they looked better overall. The same also applies to selfies shot at the default resolution compared to the 32 megapixel mode. There are a few software quirks too. There is no auto HDR mode, and there is also no option to take 48 megapixel portrait shots. Video performance was also good, and EIS made videos decently stable. You can record 1080p and 720p videos at up to 60 fps, but 4K videos are capped at 30 fps. The 3700 mAh battery allowed the device to easily sail through a full day of heavy usage. On average, we managed to get around 11 hours and 20 minutes of this kind of active usage in a day. In our HD video loop test, the Vivo V15 Pro ran for 12 hours and 37 minutes. The smartphone supports Vivo's dual-engine fast charging technology that takes it from 0 to 75% charge in 58 minutes. The Vivo V15 Pro refines innovations introduced by previous Vivo smartphones such as an in-display fingerprint sensor and pop-up selfie camera. But more importantly, it makes them accessible to a wider audience. These are highly desirable features for a premium smartphone right now, and the Vivo V15 Pro also looks bold and works smoothly. It offers capable cameras, good battery life, and an immersive screen. The only trade-offs are its Android skin, the old-fashioned micro USB port, and the lack of Widevine L1 certification. Unfortunately, the Vivo V15 Pro's chances of being the king of the sub 30,000 rupees segment are slim, because rivals such as the Asus Zenfone 5Z and the Poco F1 are both value flagship offerings with more powerful processors. The Honor View 10 and the Nokia 8.1 are two other devices that offer a blend of solid performance and attractive design in the same price bracket. The Vivo V15 Pro might not be the best choice for everyone, but it does stand out with its design and innovations. So the company has succeeded in its endeavor to a large extent. In the end, your choice will boil down to whether the Vivo V15 Pro aligns with what you want in your next smartphone. So that was our review of the Vivo V15 Pro. Thanks for watching, and for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.